A society is being codified by the men, which decrees that women are inferior to men. She can only do away with this inferiority by destroying male superiority. This quote has been rightly quoted by Simone de Beauvoir, who was a French philosopher and writer and had contributed a lot to the feminist theory and feminist existentialism. Hello everyone, welcome to the new series of Drishti IAS. I am Ritu and today we are going to discuss Nobel Peace Prize 2023. So why we are discussing Simone de Beauvoir? Because she has worked a lot for the female rights, and today one female whose name is Narges Mohammadi has received Nobel Peace Prize for the women rights. So moving to the points of discussion part. So first of all we are going to discuss the news, and then Narges Mohammadi, a brief about her, and then a brief about Nobel Peace Prize, and then practice question for prelims and mains. So moving to the news part. So Narges Mohammadi, who is Iranian origin, has received that Nobel Peace Prize 2023 for her contribution to women rights, and she had fought a lot for the women oppression, because women are so many oppressed and exploited in her country. So because of that thing she has fought a lot for the women rights, and because of her contribution she has received this kind of the prize, and she's still in the jail, and in jail she has received this kind of the prize because her work is not just limited to the Iranian women. It tells the saga and stories of all the women who are exploited by this patriarchal society. So this is a brief about Narges Mohammadi, and we will also discuss about that, who has given this award. So Norwegian committee has given this award, and it had also quoted the hijab protest which had happened last year in Iran, and it had also quoted and the name of Mahsa Amini, who was died in the morality police custody in Iran. So she has also quoted Jan Zindagi and Azadi, which rightly quotes the contribution of Narges Mohammadi, who has worked a lot for the women's right and women's freedom in Iran. So the committee has also quoted this quote, which tells that about the women's life and women's freedom and how it is crucial for the human rights. So moving to the next slide. Next slide is about when she was born. So she was born in 1972 Iran, and her family background is into the protest and activism. So she has this childhood memories, and because of the childhood memories she put into herself into the activism. So she has two kinds of memories. One, that her mother visit to the jails because she wanted to see her son. So it's that Narges Mohammadi's brother was in jail, so that memory haunted her. The second thing is that she always watches on television that who is executed in the prison. So these two activities led her to be in the activism, and her husband is also in the activism. Currently her husband is in the French exile along with her two kids. So this is a brief about Narges Mohammadi, and she had worked a lot for the Iranian women rights, we had already discussed, and she wanted that women should be freed, and her family had a lot worked for the Iranian revolution. And after the post-Iranian revolution there was a fall of Pahlavi dynasty in Iran. So the current government was not supporting towards the women, they were restricting women on various fronts. So her family and herself wanted to restrict these kind of things, that women should be free and the government should not restrict women like this. So moving to the next slide. Next slide is about that when her first arrest came. So she was first arrested in 2011, and while her arrest also she has organized protest for the women rights along with the women prisoners. So she is contributing a lot to the society. In the prison itself also she is mobilizing women and making them aware about their rights. And in 2022 she has written a book whose name is White Torture. In that book she has mentioned about the women confinement, their solitary torture, different kind of exploitation. So the White Torture tells the saga and narrative of different kind of the women who are discriminated, who are marginalized, and who are tortured and exploited by the patriarchal society of the Iran. She has convicted 5 times and she has arrested 13 times, and she is currently serving her 15-year jail term. And total she has been awarded 31 years of the jails. So this is brief about Narges Mohammadi. Moving to the next slide. Next slide is about what is brief about the Nobel Peace Prize? So we already know that Norwegian committee decide who will be the given Nobel Peace Prize, and this time we have 351 candidates, and among them we have 259 individuals and 92 organizations, and anyone can give the nomination for the Nobel Peace Prize. And it is not just limited to the individual, it can be also given to the organization, and in the past we have seen that different organizations and individuals have given this kind of the prize. So in the comment section you have to take down that who from the India has received that Nobel Peace Prize. So moving to the next slide is about that committee consists of the 5 members. So the Norwegian committee consists of the 5 members, and it has been awarded in the Oslo. So different kind of the category kind of award has been awarded to the different place, and this time this Nobel Peace Prize is going to be awarded in Oslo. This Nobel Peace Prize has been criticized on many fronts because earlier it has been given to the politicians and prime ministers of different countries, but later what we have seen that that prime minister and politician changes their stance, and they himself and herself involved in different kind of activities which are unwelcoming for the society. So for this thing, the Nobel committee has expanded their horizon, and they had started giving to the individuals who are really working for the society, who are really working for the marginalized section of the society. So that's why this prize has come. So moving to the question part. So the question is, who was the first Iranian woman to win Nobel Prize for Peace? And your options are Narges Mohammadi, Shirin Ebadi, Nadia Murad, Narges Mohammadi. So you have to answer this in the comment section. Coming to the mains part, recent protests in Iran are part of a decades-long fight for freedom carried out by Iranian women. Comment. So first of all, you have to give brief introduction about this Iran hijab protest. For that, you have to know the history of Iranian Revolution 1979. So pre-Iranian Revolution had allowed women to wear skirts and the clothes of their choice, but after 1979 women were restricted a lot. They were not allowed at public spaces, their employment were hampered. They were forcefully said that you have to wear hijab. So these kind of tortures and kind of moral policing has been imposed on the women. So if any woman wants to carry hijab, it's her choice and it's her personal choice that she can carry hijab, but no one can force her that she should carry hijab. So these kind of moral policing and dress kind of restriction is imposed on the women. And this is not the story of hijab or clothing. This is the story of the socio-economic rights of women. Because of this hijab issue, women are not allowed to the public places. They are not allowed to do jobs. They are not allowed to go in the public arena to participate with the men, to play in the playground. So these kind of restrictions are imposed on the women. So this is not just new kind of protest which has emerged in Iran, and so many women are fighting for this kind of thing. So this is a pre-long protest. This kind of things should be addressed in our society, and women should be given the freedom of choice to wear whatever they want to wear. Nothing religious superiority can impose them that you belong to the Islamic origin and you follow Islam, then you have to carry hijab. And here they are not fighting against the Islamic values. They are fighting against the state injustices which has done on them. So this is a brief about the women's protest in Iran. So I hope you like this lecture. If you have any queries related to this lecture, kindly ask in the comment section. Thank you.